Sophie Cunningham, call her what you want, but one label won't cut it. She's not just a three-point marksman or a lockdown defender. She's the kind of player who takes pride in making life miserable for the other team, every possession. When the game's on the line, you want someone like Cunningham on your side, someone with a killer instinct, both on offense and defense. Welcome to the 9 Podcast, where women's hoops gets the spotlight, the breakdown, and the respect it deserves. Today, we put the spotlight on the Fever's Sophie Cunningham, the bodyguard with a burner. Cunningham's defensive impact is undeniable. She doesn't just stick to her assignment. She hounds, disrupts, and contests everything in her path. Her ability to guard multiple positions is what sets her apart from other players. She brings the tenacity to guard just about anyone, and the versatility to create her own shot on the other end. She's a matchup nightmare. We've seen Cunningham battle through screens, pick pockets, and stick to her defensive assignments like glue. Her defensive IQ is elite. It allows her to anticipate ball movement, contest shots with precision, and make the right reads at the right time. Take this play against Las Vegas. As Nye prepares to inbound the ball, Cunningham and McDonald work together to bracket Dana Evans and deny the entry pass. Nye manages to get the ball to Evans, but the pressure is too much. Evans immediately dishes it right back to Nye. Nye brings the ball up court, with Mitchell now picking her up, peeling off the double team. Under pressure, Nye tries to swing the ball back to Evans, but it's too late. Cunningham reads it perfectly. She shoots the gap, intercepts the pass, and takes it the other way for an easy 2. But what really makes this play special is Cunningham's IQ. Most defenders, after Evans gets the ball, would square their shoulders to the ball and backpedal to stay between their assignment and the play, but not Sophie. She keeps her shoulders angled down court while keeping her eyes locked on Nye. And here's where scouting comes into play. Cunningham knows Nye tends to offload the ball when pressured, especially by quicker defenders like McDonald. As McDonald applies pressure, Nye slows down and opens her hips towards Evans to make the pass. That's all Sophie needs. She plants, explodes into the passing lane, and turns defense into offense. The steal was nice, but the read was nicer. Plays like this are why Cunningham is so trusted on the defensive end. She's not just reacting, she's anticipating, diagnosing, and executing in real time. Her ability to read both her assignment and the flow of the game is what makes her such a disruptive force. But Cunningham's impact doesn't stop when the ball changes hands. She's got a burner and a high offensive IQ. She consistently finds the right spots on the floor and can knock down shots from deep when given the chance. In the Commissioner's Cup against Minnesota, her awareness was on full display. With 3:38 left in the second quarter, Collier drives hard to the rim but misses. Howard grabs the rebound and pushes the pace, getting the ball to Colson, who comes off a screen set by Boston. As Colson reaches the top of the key, she swings it to a wide-open Mitchell. Mitchell fakes a pass to Cunningham in the short corner, then quickly feeds it back to Boston for an easy bucket in the paint. However, the most important part of this play actually began on the opposite end. As soon as the shot was missed, Cunningham took off, blazing past her teammates to claim her spot in the corner. The early sprint was crucial. It pulled her defender McBride all the way to the corner and helped preserve the Fever's spacing in transition. As the rest of the team caught up, the ball swung back to Colson on the opposite side. Mitchell, crossing half court, settled just inside the three-point line, shrinking the space between herself and Cunningham on the weak side. Sophie recognized it immediately. She points at Mitchell, urging for her to lift back behind the three-point line to create more space. Meanwhile, Colson drives into the lane, forcing Collier to sink back and help, leaving McBride with a tough assignment. Cover both Mitchell above the break and Cunningham in the corner. As the ball swings to Mitchell, Sophie quietly drifts back into the short corner, wide open for a 3. Although she didn't get the ball on this play, It was her awareness and positioning that created the threat, and spacing that led to the score. It didn't show up in the box score, but it was Cunningham's high IQ and feel for the game that helped create the opportunity. In a similar play during the second quarter, Boston initiates the half-court offense with Cunningham coming into the frame. She immediately points, directing Boston to swing the ball to the far side of the court. As Boston drives right, Collier helps defend the lane, leaving Cunningham wide open in the short corner. With her shoulders square to the basket and hands raised, Sophie is ready to receive the pass. Boston goes up for the shot, misses, but grabs her own rebound. As she comes down with the ball, she spots Sophie in the corner. The pass is high and to Sophie's left, but her basketball IQ shines through. With her hands in the triple threat position, she effortlessly corrals the errant pass, repositions, and drains the shot. Sophie Cunningham's basketball IQ and ability to read the game are evident in every possession. Whether it's creating space with cuts, directing teammates with a pointed finger, or capitalizing on an off-target pass, she's always in the right place at the right time. Sophie Cunningham doesn't just play with fire, she lights the match. When things got chippy against Connecticut and J.C. Sheldon, Sophie didn't flinch. She stepped in, stood her ground, and sent a message. If you come for Indiana, you're answering to her. It wasn't just about being tough, it was about setting the tone. That moment told the entire league, the Fever aren't here to be pushed around. It all started midway through the third quarter. Caitlin Clark gets the pass and tries driving to the lane. She's being blanketed by Sheldon, who won't back down. As Caitlin continues to back Sheldon down, Sheldon swipes for the ball but connects with Clark's face. Words are exchanged between Clark and Sheldon before Marisa Mabry flies in and bumps Clark to the floor. Over on the bench, Cunningham was taking notes. Fast forward to the fourth with Indiana in control up by 17. Colson loses the ball and Sheldon is there to pick it up and go the other way. Sophie Cunningham is the only thing between Sheldon and the bucket. As Sheldon goes up for the layup, Cunningham wraps her arms around the head-neck area of Sheldon, pulling her to the ground. Sheldon jumps up and charges Cunningham, but by this time the message was sent. Indiana won't be pushed around. What we saw wasn't just reaction. It was done with intention. Sophie knows when her teammates need a spark, and she's not afraid to be the one to light it. Cunningham plays with the kind of intensity that can shift the emotional momentum of a game. She's vocal, fearless, and always the first to stand up, whether it's getting into a scrap or pumping up her teammates after a big play. She's the kind of player who raises the temperature just by being on the floor. And that fire, it's contagious. Whether it's flying out to contest a shooter or clapping back after a hard foul, Sophie gives Indiana an edge, one they've been missing. She stands on business and she gives the Fever something you can't teach: fight. In a league full of grace and finesse, Sophie brings grit. And for a young team still finding its identity, that grit is gold. When we think about Cunningham, she isn't just a role player. She's a game changer. A two-way force, she brings toughness, versatility, and a deadly shot. Her ability to lock down opponents and hit threes makes her indispensable to her team's success. While she might not be the flashiest player, her impact is undeniable. Whether it's locking down shooters, knocking down big shots, or sticking up for her team, Sophie Cunningham truly is the bodyguard with the burner. Thanks for tuning into the 9 Podcast. If you enjoyed this breakdown, share it with someone who loves women's hoops, and drop a comment below. Is Sophie Cunningham the missing piece for the Fever? In Indiana, it's not just about flash. It's about firepower and fight, and Sophie brings both. Until next time, I'm Dean, and this is the 9.